Well, good to see you, Ronja. You've just emerged from your 28-day retreat here.
Yeah.
It's a largely solo retreat. We did get together once a week.
Yeah.
To go over the practices and how it's
Yeah.
unfolding on the journey to inner and outer nature.
The deep dive.
Great to see you, but it looks like it went well.
Yeah.
We have a number of people watching today, I'm sure, who don't know what a 28-day retreat program is. What could you say about it?
What could I say about it?
The way of nature.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a lot to say about it.
We used to call it the 28-day solo, but actually it's more than just solitude.
Yeah.
It's some interaction with you and me.
Yeah.
A lot of interaction with nature.
Yeah.
You're not really alone at all.
Yeah. No.
Birds, flowers, bees,
Yeah.
trees, water.
Yeah. True.
Lots of company.
And interaction with all the things that arise.
And then the internal nature. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So it was quite a journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite a journey.
What could you share that might be
Yeah.
helpful people who are joining us today?
Where to start? Well, maybe something, I know it's not different, but something I realized this morning, that there is, for me it's sort of, there's also a physical journey and a physical component to this 20-day 8 solo, as in the first maybe 5 days or week, you feel that your physical body, but not only your physical body, but your physical body has to adjust. Sleeping on the ground, sort of detox from the couch at home and from your stove and from your hot water and all the things that make life sort of comfortable. But then there's a process of sort of, it sharpens, as it sort of awakens and sharpens all your senses.
Yeah.
It's like I feel almost like an engine that sort of discovers, oh, but I can do a lot more.
Yeah.
And it sort of shifts to another gear.
So you rediscovered a lot of your perceptions.
Yeah.
That were dulled by
exactly
domesticated living.
Yeah. And as the time passed, I felt how my vision sharpened, how my smell sharpened, how I could, in the beginning every sound was that, and then after a while that sort of quiets down, and then you thought, okay, but I hear the difference. I hear the difference if it's a small animal or if it's a pine cone that drops or a bigger animal. Okay, now I have to watch out a little bit. And that is a sort of awakening, but it's also felt like my body is remembering something.
Yeah.
Hey, but this is how it used to be.
That's a great word, remember. Kind of
Yeah.
member meaning like an arm is a member.
Yeah.
Reawakening
Yeah.
all these sort of unused perceptions.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, I don't know, that gives a lot of energy. And I mean, I feel very awake and aware.
Yep.
And it gives confidence.
Confidence in.
Yeah, in my body, but it works. It works beyond that. I mean, confidence in my being here.
Yeah.
And that was only the physical part.
Right.
But there is a sort of everything goes through like sort of in waves, and well, I guess the first, for me emotionally especially, the first weeks were turbulent.
Yeah.
a lot of this, a lot of emotions
Well, you
arose, a lot of...
I should say that Ronja came in from Holland,
Yeah.
and is a master drum maker. I must say, I've gifted me with one of his drums. What a beautiful drum and beautiful sound. What a great gift. Thank you again.
You're welcome. It was a privilege to build that for you. Yeah.
So he comes out of a wonderful background with that kind of thing and deep shamanic capacity and journeying in a number of ways. So the time here really hopefully helped fertilize that. But even with that background, the shift from the busy life, family, friends, loved ones, enemies,
enemies, shadows. I would call it the Great Reset.
Yes.
Yeah. As in, you put your life on hold, and when do we get the opportunity to step out of all the roles we play as a father, as an employee or an employer, as a partner, as a part of a community, as a friend, and when do we have the opportunity to step out of the world of computers, telephone?
You know what? I'm not sure how it is now, but I used to ask the question of my students, just engaging, what's the longest period of time you've ever been alone in nature? Not in a cabin or building, but just out in the wild.
Yeah.
What's the longest period of time? Usually it was maybe an hour.
Yeah.
A few cases, half a day.
Yeah.
Almost never an overnight.
Yeah.
In a tent or anything. So to drop in a small tent for a month.
Yeah.
Full lunar cycle.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love that term you just shared, the Great Reset.
The Great Reset, yeah. And I'm deeply grateful for it, because I feel how much has been touched, how much has been healed, how much seed, we talked about it already a bit, how much seeds have been planted. And I do not know the outcome of that, but I feel it's very potential.
We shall be talking some more.
Yeah, we should be talking some
about that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because it continues to flower for some cases even years.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, it does, and even a passage. I mean, it
even a sacred passage can have
has an enormous effect.
Yeah.
After my first sacred passage, I had Charlotte, my partner, said to me like 7-8 months later, I really feel something shifted in you.
Huh.
Yeah. Somewhere in the
root of your being.
In the root of my being. Yeah.
Mm.
And I can feel that again. Yeah. A deep shift.
Great.
Yeah.
So we like to say that the way of nature process manifests in a number of ways, but one of the most powerful ways is to take these 6 powers I think we talked about, bring them together, so that the retreat itself, this month-long retreat, brings all 6 powers into play.
Yeah.
The first one being the power of your already fully enlightened, liberated essence.
Mm.
You don't were born wrong, you were born right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And gets a bit clouded, a bit obscured by life.
Yeah, by culture.
But it can be brought back.
Yeah.
And so we specialize away in de-domestication. So we
true.
remove some of the dullness that comes over.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
Yeah.
Perceptions. So that's the first power that we work with.
Yeah.
The second one is the power of authentic teachings that help to reveal that true, deep, pure beingness.
Yeah.
at the heart of your being, true nature. And then and so these teachings are usually, I've spent a big chunk of my life seeing what the great traditions that take a dive into this kind of truth.
Yeah.
What is the common ground? And we found that many of these great lineages, in non-dual Advaita Vedanta, Taoist internal alchemy, Tibetan Dzogchen, Native American practices, deep dive practices into truth, all of these kinds of things. When you find the common ground, then you can begin to cultivate yourself from that perspective of all of these great lineages have in common. You don't have to be a quote-unquote believer or follower or anything like that.
Yeah.
You see that these are fundamental truths.
Yeah.
They're part of our birthright. So those teachings hopefully provide some of that. Plus a clear path to connection to the world of the rest of life, outer nature.
Yeah.
And then the third is the power of transmission, which comes from a teacher, a human teacher who is authentically established in what's being shared. But also from the plants, the animals, the birds, the bees, the bears, the butterflies.
The butterflies, the hummingbird.
All of it.
Yeah.
They all can be teachers.
Yeah.
And transmitters through the field of certain deep insights and wisdom and a good heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't diminish other life forms as somehow lesser. We're not on a human ego trip about that.
No.
And we really honor all life forms as equal.
Yeah.
So you had...
May I, because that is something, of course, during the path I took coming up here and my years of shamanic practice, I often read and spoke myself of how everything is connected. But in a way I didn't really feel it. Okay, everything is connected.
Yeah.
Here I felt it.
Yeah.
I honestly felt it. From the soil to the tiniest creatures, to the leaves, the plants, the trees, the sky, the stars.
Yep.
And I am part of it. Yep. It's not like I'm watching something and...
This one up there breathes.
Yeah. And that opens up a lot. Yeah. I find that really emotional. It's a sort of homecoming. Yeah, wow. Yeah. And I am part of this. Yeah. And I'm perfectly safe here.
And it's part of you.
And it's part of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt so carried by the ground I stood on and slept on, by the kindness of the animals that passed by, if it was a deer or a chipmunk or a squirrel watching while I was qigong.
And you really didn't have any threatening anything.
Yeah, yeah.
During your whole time.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Of course, this is a place where the animals, the plants, the trees, all the beings have been, that we call this the Sacred Land Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And we've had pushing 60 years of deep honoring of nature and the family of life as equals. Yeah. And have a loving and respectful relationship now. So when you come, you have a good heart, you have an open mind and spirit, and you're welcomed.
Yeah.
You're embraced.
Exactly, that's the word. That's what I felt. Embraced. By the wind, by the mountains, by the stones, by the whole family.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
So, just finishing up in those powers.
Yeah.
That hopefully were brought into your retreat. Power with that liberated essence within, true nature. Power of transmission through just the connection.
Yeah.
Which plants, animals, birds, as well as a human teacher can bring through.
Yeah.
And then the third is the power of a sacred place in nature. And what you have here, the Sacred Land Sanctuary, in my experience, one of the most powerful spots I've ever known
Yeah.
for deep inherent sacredness. Native peoples came here for thousands of years for vision quests, Sundance, pipe ceremony, sweat lodge,
Wow. Yeah.
and deep honoring of the same thing we do. Outer nature, family of all living things. Inner nature, the truth of what's in our makeup, emotions, thoughts, experiences, perceptions. And then the true nature of that oneness with Great Spirit and fundamental beingness, that our awareness, consciousness, that underlies all creation.
Yeah.
So the support of that kind of sacredness in a place where it's been honored for thousands of years.
Yeah.
The original reason that I got involved here was to make sure that thousands of years of coming here in a sacred way could be preserved and become a catalytic starting point for modern culture, especially in Europe and Americas, to reawaken that kind of process in our own culture. So that instead of having to go to a indigenous tribe or something of that sort, it becomes a catalytic seed point within your own culture. It becomes integral to your own culture. So hopefully this will be an exemplar of how that can be done.
Yeah.
So that's one of the additional powers. And then another main power is the power of solitude.
Yeah.
And you had at least 4 weeks of solitude with me as
My backup, my yeah,
once a week.
my guide, sort of. Yeah, exactly.
And of course, our meetings were to mostly focus on the practices and processes that take you on an ever deepening dive into connection to outer nature, inner nature, and true nature.
Yeah.
So the power of solitude was a huge factor in your experience. And with solitude means outer culture is no longer telling you who you are, what you're supposed to do,
Who you are. Yeah.
your role,
Yeah.
your responsibilities.
Yeah.
All that has dropped away for a little while.
Yeah. I found that so. Yeah. I experienced that as an awakening as well. And that wasn't always, let's say, that was sometimes stormy and hard work. But to get a clear view, for me, that is one of the things I really cherish and take home with me out of these 28 days, to get a sort of honest perspective on who I am and where I stand in my life at this point, with my lights and with all my shadows.
Beautiful. So total honesty on the shadows.
Total honesty on the shadows.
Yeah.
Total honesty. And that was, well, as I said, first weeks were a bit stormy, but then it calmed down.
Yeah.
And then I could sort of be with it. But to see it, and it's so difficult if you're back home and in your daily life and routines and busyness, to get out of that, to step away and have an honest look. What am I doing? What is really here the reason? What is pushing me? What is the... Yeah, and here you cannot hide, you cannot escape. And that is beautiful. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful sharing. Thank you. So another power is, of course, the power of spiritual community, which can be very, very helpful. Having come out, then you have the community that those that have an understanding of what you've been through and are going through.
Yeah.
can be incredibly supportive. Now, of course, if it slides off the path to authentic truth, and sometimes in the shadow work, parts of things we get sucked back into
Yeah.
our loops
Yeah.
and our stories and trips.
Yeah.
And then we have come up with some pretty good, effective tools to transform these shadows.
That's another thing I'm so grateful for.
Yeah.
The things you showed me, you reached out, as in you can try this, you can try that, you can try it this way. The practices you showed me were so helpful. Yeah, to stay in my center, to look at it, to deal with it, to
Transform it.
transform it,
Yeah.
to move beyond it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And recognize it's not really you. I mean, it's your story. But
Yeah.
you're much deeper than those stories. Yeah.
Like the spaciousness in the mirror.
Yes. Oh, yeah, what was that? I think we could mention that. This is normally a somewhat secret practice,
Okay.
but I think we could mention just a light touch.
Yeah. It was a beautiful process. Where in the beginning I was like, oh my God, again in the mirror. But after time, I was like, oh, okay. I started really get a, I don't know, good feeling
You know,
about it.
when people try to have a metaphor for source, there are a few metaphors that are helpful. One is the sky.
Yeah.
So it's opening the inner sky like awareness.
Yeah.
But also a very powerful metaphor is mirror-like
Yeah.
consciousness.
Yeah.
Absolutely crystal clear. It's infinitely, boundlessly spacious. And natural radiation of light throughout the space.
Yeah.
And forms coming and going.
Yeah.
So that brings you back into helping true nature to begin to get more strength. When you can identify yourself predominantly with true nature instead of with the ego.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one.
Well, so how is your relationship with other beings of nature throughout all this? So the water, the trees,
Yeah.
you mentioned a few of the animals.
I mentioned a few of the animals. Well, it takes, it's a process on itself. As in the beginning, I was quite occupied with everything that arose and all emotions and
So were some emotions.
yeah. But then over time, she sort of like got more and more, each day a little bit more aware of everything. And after, I don't know, a couple of weeks, I could sort of all of a sudden saw just this little flower or just tiny plant and just be like, wow. I even became friends with this little flower near the creek. And I had a small conversation with it every day. I would pass it, just very gentle touch it. Hello, my friend, how are you doing? And yeah, that was really beautiful. And you start to hear more. Like all of a sudden you become aware of, the wind. What is the wind telling? Sometimes I was in a ceremony and in a certain wind direction or with a certain thing that came up and I said out loud, and then all of a sudden there would be this gush of wind going through my camp. Okay. Yeah. Everything sort of, had a role. No, that's not the right word. It's sort of, helped me. And there were moments that there all of a sudden they raised their voice or came into my awareness and had something to tell me. There was this huge tree in the northeast. And I did my 11th direction ceremony each night. And the first 2 weeks, each time I was a bit surprised. Oh, you are big, and he sort of made me smile. But there was something also. But why is the northeast so big? Why are you so big? Why are you so in my face? And then after 2.5 weeks, on an evening, I all of a sudden sort of felt, but this is what you want to tell me.
I should mention for those who don't know about this, some years ago I was given something that we call the 11 direction ceremony, which is a common ground ceremony based on universal principles of many indigenous peoples and also the many enlightening lineages that honors the 8 directions of Bagua in China, plus Mother Earth, the heavens, Great Spirit, and then Source itself. And you said you did that almost every day.
I did it every evening, yeah. I had a morning ceremony, but that was more in my private medicine wheel, and in the evening I would address all the
And you stayed pretty
direction.
much within a certain area, right?
Yeah.
How did you define the area?
I defined the area by using my feet. And sort of, so I made a sort of my center, build a little altar right in the center of my imaginary circle, and then from that center I took 108 steps. That's what you taught me. Yeah, feet. Yeah, exactly, feet.
The human foot, your foot.
My foot. Yeah.
You got a big foot.
I got a big foot. Thank God. Okay, and I must admit I had to walk out of my circle to get water at the creek.
Yeah.
And sometimes I visited.
We make some exceptions.
Yeah, I visited a beautiful stone where I could meditate, but 90% of the time I was in my circle.
And by doing that, one of the things that is you begin to discover the almost infinite expression of creative form within what normally would seem to be a confined space. But actually, in that confined space, everything is changing.
Constantly.
Transforming constantly.
Yeah.
And normally we're so busy with stuff, we don't see that.
Yeah.
So by being there in stillness and silence and space, you begin to see, everything around me is in transformation.
True.
And me too.
Yeah.
In terms of my forms, my body, my emotions, my thoughts.
And constantly, and that's something, there were moments that I thought, oh my God, it's like time is standing still and nothing happens. But now I realize constantly things were changing. Emotions, so things inside, emotions, feelings, thoughts, but outside as well, the light, the wind, constantly changing. It was fall, then it would drop completely still, and all of a sudden there would be another. And of course the animals, birds, sometimes far away, sometimes closer, sometimes in my camp. Yeah, it's amazing process.
Yeah, I think in many ways, we call this the way of nature process, but it's really a universal thing. And we have a series of 12 principles of becoming free from our trips and our shadows.
Yeah.
And the first principle of doing that is very simple. It states everything in the world of form arises from this true nature of Source, manifests in the field of that, and dissolves back into that moment, instant by instant. And every form aspect is interwoven with the other form aspects, like a big matrix. And so the form aspects are both totally connected and constantly changing, so there's nothing that's fixed. Everything is subject to this change.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is arising out of some incredible source level of nature, internal and outer. And so the more deeply we dive into that truth, and we see the ephemeral nature of the form display, internal and external. In a way, that's very freeing, because we realize if you get too attached to these changing forms, you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
If you get fearful of them, you forget that they're going to change. So there's a kind of freedom that comes with experiencing this quality of continuously flowing change, transformation, inner and outer.
Yeah.
And underlying it all, there's this true nature thing that we can't even put a word to. You had a month to be there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That is wow. Yeah. But only this thing alone, the realization of how everything, and being aware of how everything is constantly changing. Whether in the first 8 there were moments of frustration or whatever, and you feel like, oh, I'm stuck of it, and this will last forever, and it's never going to go away. And but then, okay, an hour later or the next morning could be completely different. Yeah, I had one sort of where everything felt like it sort of build up into a storm one night. And that was really a moment of, I thought, what am I doing here? I cried out loud, what am I doing here? I want to go home. And I had tears, and I had a lot of, emotions pouring out of me. And I went to bed, and the next morning I woke, and it was dead silent in me.
Yeah.
I could feel
Nice.
it. It was really, I was in the eye of the storm. It was silent.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, something changed.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, that was really, that was something. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we brought in an old practice that I learned many years ago from some of the indigenous folks that became better known through some books written by a teacher from that system. And in this practice, you go from your birth to now, or from now back to birth, and revisit every experience you've ever had that really left a mark. And where you invested your energy in that experience, and you also, other people invested their energy in you
Too.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And there's a process that we shouldn't really go into it here, because it's really should be kept one-on-one for one-on-one sharing how to do this, but it involves returning the energy you've invested in others and past experiences.
Yep.
And then returning the energy others have invested in you, so they're more free.
Yep.
And you're more free.
Yep.
To be completely in the now.
Yep.
Liberated from all these ties that bind.
Yep.
And
That's the word. That was enormous liberation, that practice.
I know you went very deep into that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's some cultivation here too.
Yeah.
With the support of some of these ancient traditions. And we brought some in also from Tibet and from Taoist internal alchemy. Some Qigong work, for example. Which hopefully was helpful.
That was very helpful. Yeah, that was very helpful. Yeah.
What did you notice from that?
It has an enormous calming effect. It sort of calmed my mind if my mind was getting jumpy. or too busy, and it always made me brought back my awareness to the moment and to my surrounding. And it would be the moment, if I was practicing Qigong, it often would be the moment that animals would come into my camp, really close by, like this squirrel I was talking about was like, I don't know.
Can I come over and go?
Yeah, and have a look. I had a mule with a young one just passing by, I don't know, a couple of yards away, and just look at me, okay, and just went on grazing. And so that tells me that, yeah, I'm really present and in the now, and yeah.
And it helps to smooth different aspects of the energy body out.
Exactly.
So it's very smooth and harmonious.
It's very smooth and harmonious. And afterwards I could just feel, okay, everything is open again. Everything is flowing again. All right, yeah.
So the energy work, personally, I found in the longer solos I've done a number of month-longs, and then some longer ones that went on for many months. And here at this cabin, I had most of my time was alone here. 22 years of it. But one of the big gifts was doing daily Qigong and Tai Chi.
Yeah, can imagine.
Yeah, expensive. And then here we have these amazing things called the stone meditation seats and beds. And you got to hang out with some of that stuff.
I got to hang out with some of those fellows as well. I found like this huge rock in the form of a stone bed. And the moment I lay down on it and watched the sky, there would be a feeling of detachment, relaxation, deep relaxation, and a sort of energy that came through me, out of the earth, out of the stone, and I could really surrender to whatever that was above me, the clouds, the sky, and the qualities of what was around me.
Yeah.
And being so detached, it was also a place where I could really sort of, from a distance, in a way as the eagle does, from a really long distance, could see, oh, but this is what I'm doing. So that really brought a lot of, clarity.
Beautiful.
And and during those weeks, you build up a sort of relationship. They become friends. Yeah. So.
Yeah, this is a form of shamanism that is still largely unknown.
Yeah.
In fact, for many years I didn't even want to share too much about it because there's a tendency in modern culture to commercialize everything. And I didn't want to see that happen.
Yeah.
So I've kept the discovery of these stone seats and beds somewhat in the background and shared more deeply with those who clearly could have a really honoring relationship with these small sacred sites.
Yeah.
And it's been wonderful to see that there's very supportive to those that come.
Yeah. And well, you also feel when you're on a stone like that, or meditating with a stone seat, or in this case the bed. I don't know, I can imagine that for thousands of years people have meditated on that spot with that bed and meditated on. There's a sort of, it opens a line that goes back all the way back, and that is very.
It's amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah, that is for me a very precious feeling. Yeah. As if something opens again. Oh, this is where we came from. Oh wow, it goes back and back and back and back. Yeah.
And so many partners. When I first came here in the late 70s. I had a lot of Native American elders come through
Yeah.
and medicine people. And I think initially they were wondering, who is this white guy that is now, quote unquote, in charge?
Yeah.
I wasn't really in charge, I'm just a temporary caretaker.
Mm.
But the one who's basically helping to caretake
Yeah.
this super sacred area
Yeah.
that all the tribes from as far south as the Inca Empire, as far north as the Inuit people used to be called the Eskimo.
Yeah.
Many tribes all from the East Coast, Cherokee, Delaware, Mohican, Mohawk,
Wow.
to the coast of California, all came here. Sometimes it took a year or two to get here because they knew the power of this place as a spiritual place. It was so supportive. I mean, this land here goes down for 30,000 feet in a bed of water. It rises on a bed of crystals.
Yeah.
They'd infuse that water, 30,000 foot deep water bed, with some layers of sediment and the crystals at the base. And that's all up against a big mountain range that's over 14,000 feet high.
Yeah.
So natural pyramids, natural yang components that have this big yin water bed with the crystalline water right next to the gigantic mountains.
Yeah.
And literally the sanctuary here where you did your soul was right on that point where the 30,000 foot deep lake and sediment water body came up against the big mountain range, right at the point of contact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about a sacred place in nature.
Yeah, definitely. And now you talk about this, I could feel that when my first week, it creates, I don't know, such a pure energy that it, I could even say, sort of burns away the layers. You cannot, or you gotta run, but you cannot hide.
Yeah.
You cannot keep up appearances or keep up. It's sort of, it's so powerful but so pure at the same time. Yeah, there's only one solution, sort of, to surrender and look at your true nature and show yourself.
Really let go.
Yeah, and let go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course the energy flow stuff that happens at places like this, plus the Qigong
Yeah.
and the other practices,
Yeah.
work together to flush out all these obscurations.
Yeah.
So you have a chance to transform them, let them purify naturally,
Yeah.
to be even deeply released after a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe gone forever, in some cases.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anything you would like to say to our viewers that are watching us with our sharing this morning?
Take the dive. I mean, yeah, take the dive. And whether in what kind of form and how many days, that's all of non-importance. But the yeah.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be the 28-day or 44-day retreat.
No.
It could be a sacred passage is very gentle, a week of training, and a week of solitude in nature.
Yeah.
Or even shorter program like a Nature Quest. Maybe only 3 or 4 days of training, 3 or 4 days of soul.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the greatest gifts I have ever received. And it's life-changing. Yeah. It really set me on a course that of living more authentically, more from out my source, from in connection with source, in connection with all around me. So don't let the mind and the bears on the road distract you.
Yeah.
It
Good
is
point.
a beautiful, deepening, healing journey. Yeah, there's no other words I can find for it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people, we have a number of people who come who've never camped before.
Yeah.
And of course we assist in helping them to learn how to set up a comfy little camp. Simple. And you learn that actually the simplicity of having just a little tent, having a bit of water filtered from the stream, this amazing stream that comes out of 14,000 foot high mountains. That's almost 5,000 meters. And then the simplicity of a period of solitude.
Yeah.
Everything is simplified.
Yeah.
How rare is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really, I mean, the fears are mostly, some are the fears of outer nature, perhaps.
Yeah.
By the way, as you know, we don't have any poisonous snakes here, which is for many people a big fear.
Yeah.
But we've been blessed because, I think that the ancient shamans worked out an arrangement with nature that because we have so many stone seats that are built in stone, when you sit in each seat, you receive direct downloads from the great mystery, you might say. And to be able to really be there and sit in confidence.
Yeah.
If we had rattlesnakes here, could be more challenging.
Yeah.
So I think an arrangement was made. The rattlesnakes are definitely all over the other side of the valley here.
Yeah.
You would go over there, rattlesnakes everywhere. Here, none. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. It is amazing. Yeah.
So that's one of the big fears many people have is fear of poisonous snakes.
Yeah.
No poisonous snakes, no fear.
Yeah.
The other animals, in 60 years of doing this work, not a single animal attack.
No.
Never.
Well, I can be very honest about that. I had several fears, and each of them I found out I made them myself. It was in my mind. Yeah. Nothing to do with reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what a shame if people let those fears prevent them from...
Yeah. I think it's the biggest gift you can give yourself, a journey like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you. Beautiful sharing.
Thank you, John.
Good to hang out with you.
Thank you for all your support. Yeah. Yeah. And our meetings were just, I don't know, you just felt like, oh, he's there. He needs a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But also I felt so much support. Just beyond the words, just a lot of, okay, you got this. Go for it, do it.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, thank you.
And of course we had great support from Brad as well.
Definitely.
Helping bring in supplies, food, helping
definitely.
carry out the
He's
trash.
an important part of the support. Yeah.
And I used to be the grocery carrier, the grocery guy and the trash man.
Yeah.
Now it's more I'm the spiritual trash man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the spiritual food supply.
Yeah.
But so you had quite a team backing you up.
I had a fantastic team backing me up. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you
So
so
my
much.
gratitude for you, the same amount of gratitude to Brad. Because he really,
Yep.
his warmth, his support, a little bit of that, a little bit of this.
Plus, you had a deep dive into the hot spring,
I had a deep dive into the hot
Excellent.
spring.
which we use. I should mention that I began here in Crestone. We used to do sweats. I used to lead sweats here for a passage or a 28 or 44 longer slow. And then we entered in periods of some drought, and the fire hazards here became very strong.
Yeah.
So we had to stop doing the sweat lodges. Just too dangerous for nature. And I realized that we had these beautiful hot springs. We have a number of them here in this San Luis Valley. And some friends of mine own one that, if you can really own a hot spring, I don't think you can. But
Yeah.
they're caretakers, at least for this period of time. And one of them is called Joyful Journey. And it is kind of a joyful journey because they have lithium in the water there. And 3 pools, super hot, medium, and much more gentle.
Yeah.
Plus a sauna and some massage therapists.
Yeah.
So when you go there, it's a pretty joyful journey.
It is.
And we've been including that as kind of our contemporary equivalent to the sweat.
Yeah.
If you go there in a sacred way and immerse in the water and honor it in the sacred way, and then ask for its power of purification and transformation and removal of all the junk in our various bodies of physical, emotional, energetic, mental, ancestral patterns, cultural influences, even karmic traces from other lifetimes. We ask for support in helping clarify some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was wow. Yeah.
So
was
you'll
a-
be feeling that for a day or two. at least.
Yeah. I just walked out there and I was like sort of floating when I came out of that place. Yeah, it felt really, really good.
And not too far away. It's only.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I had a bit of a sour muscles and some pain in the hip, and it was gone after.
Yeah, it's
the-
magic.
Yeah, yeah. So
Magic.
yeah.
Well, we're sorry to see you have to head back to Holland. Hopefully you can connect with our friends over there. We have quite a large wave nature community in Holland.
Yeah.
And people involved with things like rewilding, bringing back the original auroch, the original cow that you see painted in the cave walls.
Yeah.
In fact, we had a lot of fun last summer. I was over there and they asked me to do a focus on the water element. It's a kind of common ground retreat, not just for the Dutch, but for many of the European leaders came there. So we did that and had the honor, I had the honor of putting out the leaders of the various wave nature groups from all over Europe in a big herd of aurochs,
Amazing.
which were swarming around them. What an amazing thing.
Cool.
But a treat. So you're going back to a pretty wonderful place. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Look forward to hearing more of the unfoldment.
You will. You will.
Yeah.
And who knows, probably there lies another journey ahead.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. And we've got a nice connection through the Cherkasas as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure that will continue to flow.
That will that will continue
Many
to flow.
people, very few people know about the Cherkasas and how beautiful, how powerful it is.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Crestone, in my view.
Yeah.
It's a powerful sacred site. Did you know it's in the middle of a volcano?
No, I did not.
The retreat center cabin is dead center in the middle of a caldera, a giant volcano, and the walls of that volcanic
Yeah.
formation eroded a bit,
Yeah.
and the creek that flows by the cabin.
Yeah.
There. Actually, part of the walls eroded away around that,
Yeah.
but the center of the ancient crater was right there. And we're pretty sure Geronimo and Cochise made camp there,
Yeah.
because it's the perfect spot to have a safe camp with good lookouts.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty cool place.
It is. It is amazing. I fell in love with it the moment I arrived there.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I will return there, definitely.
great.
Yeah, I will return there.
Yeah.
And if all's well, I hope next year. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're
Yeah.
part of the Chiricahua family now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something to that place.
Yeah.
Rawness, but the spaciousness as well, and the
Yeah.
pureness of nature, and the rock formations, and I don't know, it's woo.
It's
Yeah,
something.
it's something. Yeah.
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 Well, it's great to have you connected there. Beautiful thing.
Thanks.
And again, thanks for sharing. I normally, it's pretty rare that I have anybody share right after doing a deep program like this, but
Right.
I think I began to realize that we really need to get the word out about how profound this process is.
Yeah.
So many more can be helped. And we're going to try to build out a more of a general membership now. We're going to call the members way sharers. Shares of the way.
Sounds good.
And, hopefully you get back some really good stuff
Yeah.
with those folks.
Yeah.
So this little sharing today could be a super helpful thing for those that are interested.
I truly hope so. Yeah.
Well, travel well, and great to have you here. Wonderful to spend the time with you. Very heart-opening and nurturing.